The cold here is different, deeper. It's not the biting chill of Winterfell, the wind howling like a hungry wolf, or the icy frost of the war that seeps into your bones. This cold has a weight to it, pressing against my skin like the embrace of an unseen phantom. Like it's saturated with an ancient shadow. They said the Night King brought the darkness, but this feels older. Like it was born in a forgotten age, when the world was young, and the stars were new, as old as the ice itself. And the ground beneath my feet, these ancient stones, they hum with a power I can almost feel. What am I doing here? Beyond the wall, beyond everything. The Night King is dead. The Great War is over. I should be home, with my family, rebuilding, forgiving, forgetting, but they won't let me go home, so I can only go forward. How long had I even been walking? Was it days? Weeks? Time feels different here, suspended. Like it doesn't exist, like nothing exists at all, but the crunch of snow under my boots. I don't know what I expected to find, but when I first saw the light, flickering like a distant star, I wept. It was a city in the darkness, bathed in an ethereal light, a golden light, preserved, like a flame refusing to die, timeless, like the shadows that surround it. The people here, they're not like the children of the forest, though they claim to be their ancestors. They're not the small, quick figures I remember from Bran's stories. They're like men, tall and fair, and yet they're as far from men as I can possibly imagine. They're ancient, innocent. Their eyes hold centuries, millennia, yet they seem completely untouched by the violence and greed of my world. And for them, the unending dark that surrounds their city is nothing more than a part of nature, as natural as day and night is to me. They worship R'hllor as their god, the Lord of Light, but they're nothing like the Red Woman. They have no prophecies, no visions. They've never heard of AZOR AHAI, or the prince who was promised. R'hllor doesn't whisper to them in the flames, or demand sacrifices. He simply is the eternal flame that keeps the dark at bay. A single, massive ruby at the heart of their city cloaks the sky in a warm, gentle light. Sometimes they gather around it, not in fervent prayer or ritual, but in quiet contemplation. I asked them about the Great Other, the true enemy, and they looked at me with a quiet sadness, as if I were a child grasping at things I couldn't yet understand. They told me the Keeper of Shadows wasn't an enemy, but part of what keeps this world in balance. But what do they know of balance when they live in such isolation? A place where the wind doesn't blow and the sun doesn't shine. I thought I knew darkness. I faced the Night King, watched as the army of the dead overwhelmed us. But they tell me that was but a flicker compared to what lies waiting in the light. A patient corruption, an evil hidden in plain sight. The Great Other, they say, is not here in the endless night, but out there, in the lands under the sun. A terrible darkness hiding in the light, unseen, unnoticed, growing stronger as we turn a blind eye. It unsettles me, all my life. I've been fighting under the cloud of prophecies I didn't understand. Melisandre believed I was destined to save the world. She brought me back for that purpose. But here, my supposed destiny means nothing. They don't see me as a savior or a hero, just a man, lost and searching. I wonder if Bran has seen this place. If, in his visions, he knows of this place, of the light that hides in the shadow, and the shadow that must hide in the light. Does he know the true enemy isn't waiting beyond the wall, but walks among us, unseen? I've asked the elders if they've heard of him. The three-eyed raven. but they don't even know what a raven is. There are no birds here, or animals of any kind, just them. These ancient ones are content to remain here forever, in their sanctuary, protected by the Lord of Light, while the world beyond their doorstep crumbles to ruin, while the storm rages, while the darkness consumes everything. They've offered me sanctuary, a chance to find peace in a world untouched by the wars I've known. Part of me yearns for it, to lay down my burdens, to let the endless night wash away the pain. But I can't, so I refuse them. I came here seeking answers, and all I've found are more questions. Am I AZOR AHAI reborn? Or was the Red Woman's prophecies just a story, spread by a people so far removed from this city, from their god, that they've invented a savior to give them hope? Maybe Arya's victory wasn't destiny. Maybe it was nothing more than dumb luck. But in the end, I've come to learn it doesn't matter. I must go back. If there is an enemy out there, worse than the Night King, it's my duty to confront it. I am the shield that guards the realms of men. And while my watch may have ended, I cannot refuse the call to battle. Not when I may be the only one who knows the threat exists. I don't care if I'm AZOR AHAI or not. I am Jon Snow. Maybe not a king, maybe not the hero of prophecy, but a man who knows the cost of inaction, who has seen what happens when we ignore the darkness. I don't know if it's a person, or a city, or simply a black spot on the soul of the world, but I will find the Great Other, and I will stand between the light and the shadow. I owe it to the living. I owe it to the dead. And most of all, I owe it to her.